What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF back with another video, man. And today, yes, you guys already know I was waiting for the Rams game to end, man. What a great game! Shout out to my Rams 3-0, baby. Absolute great job on both ends of the floor. We get this win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and make them look, like a good team, but still, Tom Brady did his thing, but the Rams were just a better team. Lakers just added slot number 14, and it was a shocking move to a lot of people because everybody thought it was going to be James Ennis. People thought it was going to be, different player, right? Maybe a veteran. I even heard some Isaiah Thomas. We even talked about Monte Ellis last week when I made the video, or earlier this week. But it wasn't, man. It was Austin Reeves collecting spot number 14, which was surprising to myself included, and also very pleased with this decision. I think it's a genius move for multiple reasons. I will get right to that, guys. Now, Austin Reeves, 6'5" guard, he has great wingspan, defensive ability. He can even do some playmaking here and there. Did a great job, rebounding and playing defense in the summer league. He really impressed the Lakers if he took that final spot, because that could have easily, like I mentioned, could have went to one of those proven vets. The fact that it didn't, I think, gives the Lakers much flexibility moving forward. For one, Rob Pelinka already mentioned how he wants to keep roster spot number 15 open for flexibility purposes moving forward, and just in case we get somebody, available that the Lakers really want. Thing number two is that this is a two-way, he gets removed from that two-way contract, so that slot becomes available. Now we're looking at guys like, Shandy Brown Jr., who was pretty impressive in spurts, and my personal favorite, Trevelin Queen. Maybe one of those guys can pull up and grab that two-way contract, that G League / NBA contract. And, that also becomes another thing. And the final thing is that it's a 1-year non-guaranteed deal. So, it's a 2-year deal overall. One is a team option. If we decide to keep him past the deadline for the rest of the year, we can always opt to terminate his contract next season. So, he's on the clock now, and let's see what he does. Yes, shout out to the Rams, baby. Horns up. Super excited. Great start to the season, man. 3-0. Let's go. I see you guys. Rams house, baby. But back to the Lakers, man. I think this is a great move for multiple reasons. Look, let's just say that this guy, Austin Reeves, isn't ready to make that NBA leap yet, right? So you can just reconvert him into a two-way contract, or you can put him on your G League team and keep developing him there, and then maybe next year bring him back. Another thing is, if he does decide to play, if the Lakers do decide to give him a shot and he shows out, let's just say we have a couple of blowout wins this season. That's perfect time. When we're up by 20 plus, perfect time to give these guys some PT. Guys like Talon, guys like, like this guy, Austin Reeves, and other youngsters, for them to keep proving themselves. Remember, we have plenty of vets on the roster. We had a 23-year-old with tons of talent. He showed a lot of promise in Summer League. So I am very happy they're giving him this opportunity. And, it's exciting, man. It's exciting. He said, you look like Pitbull without glasses and with hair. Pitbull, bro, that's, man, you reach way back for that comparison. Appreciate the donation, though, Angel. Thank you for that. I don't see it, but hey, everybody says I look like somebody, right? He said, Rams, baby, 3-0. Yes, sir. He said, rumor was they offered Ennis a non-guaranteed, but he declined. Well, whatever the reason being for this team and their decisions, I told you guys I was very open to it. And, that 14th roster spot just got taken up. Now, people were telling me it was for sure going to be Ennis. They were betting on it. I'm like, listen, who knows? One thing about Rob, he's been very unpredictable. I couldn't even make this move, to be honest with you. Like, I would never be able to do this type of, prediction, because Austin Reeves getting that 14th slot, you would have thought if that type of move would have came right after Summer League, right? But the fact that they weighed out all their options, man, that's truly spectacular. The fact that, they came to this decision. Now, I wonder if some of that is based on what Austin Reeves showed, or is it just for the purposes of keeping that flexibility, maybe having 2 roster spots open in the near future? What do you guys think, man? I'm kind of a little shocked, but pleasantly surprised at this move. I think Rob operates in a very unpredictable manner, and that's only a good thing for multiple reasons. One, other people, he's out here playing chess while they're playing checkers, other GMs. Rob's on a different level. I love how the Lake Show was deep at SoFi. Yes, they were, Laker girl. You know what? The Lake Show game, recognized game, they know which is the real team in LA. Shout out to my boy over here, Big Baby Jonathan. I seen you earlier talking about the Chargers, man. Look, man. I got respect for your Chargers. I don't hate the Chargers like I hate the Patriots. I don't hate the Raiders. You know, I got love for all of them. But this is Rams house, man. And you guys know what the slogan is. He said, "How do you feel about the signing of Austin Reeves for 2 years guaranteed contract?" Well, to correct you on that, it's a 1 year non-guaranteed contract, meaning before the deadline, you can always waive that player and create a, at no penalty or no cost to the tax. But the thing is that if he shows out, obviously, it's a steal of a bargain for us. Either way, it's a win-win. You can't really, He said, "You hate the Pats?" Of course I hate the Patriots. I hate all Boston teams, man. I hate all Boston teams. It's just the way it is. They're always dirty. And, you know the history there. So Reeves is a good two-way. I would have preferred Queen. I do like Trevelyan Queen. I think he should get that two-way contract. Now, I don't know if you heard Rios, but this video is actually about Austin Reeves getting promoted to the actual roster. He's with the big boys now. So he's not on a two-way contract no more. As of right now, he's on the actual roster. He's going to be over at what do they call it? The presser, the opening. What do you call that? Jeez, I always forget the title of it. But he's going to be over on October 28th when we have the media day. There you go, media day. He's going to be at media day as an official member of the roster. So that's very exciting for me. And I think they're showing promise. They're showing that this kid has promise, and they might have found another diamond in the rough. I was really impressed with his first couple of games in Summer League, and then he kind of slowed down a little bit offensively towards the back end of that Summer League. But again, he showed me more than enough that he has what it takes to maybe carve out his niche on his roster. If not this year, over the next couple of years, he might become the next Alex Caruso. And what I mean, not playing style, but I mean success story. Remember, he came on here as an undrafted free agent, right? Then they liked what they saw. They gave him a two-way contract. Now, for whatever the reason is, they promoted him to the actual roster spot. So that's guaranteed money for him. It's a win-win. You're showing a vote of confidence in him, and it helps with that whole youth movement. It gives us another project to continue to build on. He said, "Chargers made me lose my bet at FanDuel. I would have had $3K if the Chiefs won, along with my parlay. F the Chargers." Man, Angel Torres is betting heavy over here. I feel you, bro. I'm sorry to hear you lost money. That's always tough. But yeah, man, you should have bet on the Rams, baby. Easy money. He said, "POV, you are Austin Reeves, and you get to spend your rookie season with LeBron, Anthony Davis, Russell Westbrook, Dwight Howard, Rajon Rondo, and a lot more vets." Well, he needs to continue to put in work because his contract isn't guaranteed up until a certain day. I'm not sure if it's January or February, right before the whole buyout season starts. So he can always get cut by then if he doesn't. I don't know what the Lakers are looking for there, but whatever they're looking for, he needs to provide that. Are you going live on media day? Yes, Laker girl, I got you guys. Moving forward, anything. My season officially commenced. That's why I'm here live right now. But yes, after media day, it is a ritual for me to come on and talk about what I heard. I take a couple of notes and interesting observations of what the players and coaching staff has to say. So yes, I will be here talking to you guys right after media day for surely. Am I going live October 3 against the Nets? Have I ever failed you guys, Edgar? Preseason, Summer League, post game, you know where to find me, brother. I'll be right here, ready, man. I'll be ready for the action. I'm all about that action, boss, in the words of Marshawn Lynch, right? Very excited, man. Even something like preseason with such a star-studded preseason start off. Remember, we're taking on the Nets. For those of you that know, we are 7 days away officially. Next Sunday, we'll be here in the AM talking preseason. The game takes place, I believe, at 12 p.m. So right in the afternoon, man. It's going to be fun. Yes, I am going live. He said, "I don't get why people think Ennis as the 14th spot would be a thing, LOL." Again, this team is already set. I figured no matter what move they make, I'm excited about it because, it's interesting to see Rob Pelinka's train of thought moving forward with this team. He feels just like I did. After we acquired all those role players, I said, I feel like we're complete. Anything else is a cherry on top. So this move to me, I think it's a win-win because you keep flexibility open. You basically didn't guarantee anything for that 14th roster spot. So if necessary, let's just say that that we gave the 15th spot to somebody already. Then Kevin Love gets bought out. Austin Reeves can still be waived, or he can be demoted back down to the G League. I'm not sure how the rules exactly work, but the bottom line is I've been reading online, and I can tell you that we basically still have that 14th roster spot open if necessary. Worst case scenario, Austin Reeves won't get it. But if he impresses, the kid continues to show out. The main thing I think the Lakers want to see from Austin Reeves is his defense, because he showed he had a good wingspan. He showed he has active hands on the defensive end. He actually had a couple blocks and steals in the summer league, and he has good instincts, which is important, right? Because you're not going to be the same scorer you were in college, especially with so many Hall of Famers and so many good role players on this team. You're not going to be ball dominant. You'll be lucky to even check into the games at times. So he's going to have to find a way to make an impact, either on defensive end, rebounding, playmaking, however he can, and wherever he can. That way he can, carve out a small little role on this team. Because remember, this team is a championship team. This ain't your average Joe Schmo team that you could just, experiment with random players. We know Austin Reeves has potential, but how will that translate over to the next level? Summer League only tells you so much about a player, right? For example, when we first saw Alex Caruso in Summer League, when we first saw Kyle Kuzma, we first saw Brandon Ingram, Lonzo, we knew they were the real deal. We knew they were going to be players in this league and earning big money in this league for years to come, right? I didn't see enough of Austin Reeves for me to say that, He didn't make enough of an impact. Remember, that roster that I just talked about won Summer League, and right away you knew they were special, even though Summer League really doesn't mean nothing. It's actually the little victories that count. It's where you see the leadership and where you see them continue to improve. Austin Reeves showed us a very, very small sample size. I want to see a lot more improvement throughout the course of the season. He, again, him being on the 14th roster spot doesn't mean the Lakers can't send him down to the G League just so he can get some warm up play time. I expect that to happen. If he doesn't get no PT early on in the season, don't be surprised if he gets sent down to the G League just so he can get some run and continues to develop. But this is good for him. He goes in with a guaranteed spot, peace of mind. Now he can focus purely on basketball and, like I said, finding a role for himself. Now, the question is, what happens to that two-way roster spot open that he left behind, right? Does it go to Sean D. Brown Jr., who's an athlete, but he does tend to have tunnel vision, and sometimes he makes the wrong reads on the offensive end where he gets packed at the rim because obviously he was going to drive, did it the last three possessions. He needs to mix it up, play make a little more, do some, pull up mid-range jump shot here and there, mix it up. But I do like the prospect, super explosive, athletic, has great defensive potential, even came out of a shoe playing defense. That's how intense he is. So I do like that prospect for sure. Then you have Mcclung, right? Mcclung, to me, showed tiny, minor glimpses, just like Austin Reeves, where we were like, okay, this kid has potential. But then he showed glimpses where we were like, okay, he's inconsistent. So, it'll be interesting to see what happens to that final roster spot. And then again, my favorite, I think the unsung hero of Summer League for Lakers was Trevelin Queen, or as I like to call him, Traveling Queen. He's unsung because he played excellent defense. He was an elite slasher in Summer League, and he actually knocked down some shots as well. So he looked pretty well-rounded and very deserving of that two-way contract spot. I was very disappointed with Joel Ayayi. He couldn't really knock down anything, man. He couldn't throw the ball in the ocean. It was kind of tough and disappointing, but it is a two-way contract, and there's plenty of time for development. The kid is young. He showed potential at Gonzaga, so you can't, throw away his whole career based off of a poor showing in Summer League. So that's why he still retains his title of two-way contract. Angel Torres said, hey, bro, I need you for 4 more hours. Going to start driving again, heading to Arkansas and trucking. Oh, man. If I talk for 4 hours, my lungs will give out and collapse on me right here, man. It's actually a lot of work, to continue to flap your gums for 30 to 40 minutes. The passion is what drives me and keeps me doing it. But, yeah, I definitely would never be able to do it for 4 hours. Matter of fact, when I've covered games, which tend to be anywhere from 2 to 2.5 hours, I'd be exhausted right after, man. My girl be talking to me, I'll just be quiet, like, you know what I'm saying? So, it's exhausting, but it's a pleasure always anyways, man. By the way, there's some older content. You can always go back and click on that, man. I duly appreciate it. And enjoy your drive, man. Be safe, brother. He said Austin Reeves is garbage. That's casual talk right there, bro. Let's not be casuals here. Austin Reeves, you haven't seen enough of him to really dissect his game. He's definitely not garbage. There's a reason the Lakers gave him that spot, and we're just regular fans. They know what they're doing. So Austin Reeves is definitely not garbage. He has potential. We saw that in Summer League. If you didn't see Summer League, well, then that explains your hot take. But I'll say this. I told you, no matter who they signed, wasn't going to have a major role anyways. Why not just stick with the young gun, man? I have no problem with that. And thanks for the donation, Angel. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, but that's a super hot take in the heat of the moment. Austin Reeves not garbage. And your boy, Ennis, probably wasn't going to get more than 2 to 3 minutes a game, if that. So, I believe in this front office, and they haven't failed me yet. So let's keep it up, and very excited. He said, Dan, Austin Reeves is a decent player. He shows potential. He's definitely a player. He has tools to be successful in this league. Now, the question becomes, what type of success will he have? Will he become a successful spot-up three-point shooter as a role player, a successful defensive type of role player, maybe a jack-of-all-trades, masters of none, very similar to Joe Ingles? That's why I compare him to it as his ceiling. Somebody who can play, make here and there, spot up and shoot threes here and there and play good defense. Or is he just going to be a project player that never pans out like a Kostas Antetokounmpo, right? We don't know yet. It's way too early to tell. I did like some of the things I saw him do. Definitely like that he's fearless. He takes the big shots. Didn't exactly make all of them. Made one out of like the 3 he took. But I'm okay with that. He's learning, getting better. And we just have to keep an open mind. Training camp around the corner, guys. You're looking at the roster. Officially, your Lakers, man. Those are the 14. And so, very excited for this season, guys. We got a lot to cover. I told you guys I'll be here as soon as Media Day opens up. I will listen to the media interviews, and then I will come back with my opinion and my notes, what I would observe, compare it to whatever you guys, had to say as well. He said, Dan, do you think AD will have a problem playing the 5, being that he makes it clear he hates to play the 5? I don't think. Look, Anthony Davis is elite no matter where you put him, right? The reason why I think we could use him at the 5 at times is because when you run him at the 5, you run LeBron at the 4, whoever at the 3, 2, and 1. Now you have so much floor spacing ability, right? You have ability to everybody on the floor can knock down shots from AD all the way down. That's why, they like him at the 5, because now it opens up lanes and stuff for LeBron and everybody to cut, dive in, backdoor screens, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of things can work when you have 5 players that can stretch the floor, right? It just helps offensively. Defensively is my only concern about him playing the 5. He's shown to be somewhat fragile at times. We'd like to protect him. If we have to bubble wrap our guy, man, we're going to do whatever it takes. But according to coaching staff, he looks a lot better. Been working on his body this summer. So let's see how it translates to the court. That's about it. Some acting like Ennis was the next Artest. The team is set up. It's up to the staff to get us on the same page. Exactly, Ron. And I was saying this before we even acquired the 14th spot as of today. I was saying no matter who we acquired, they're not going to get major minutes. Heck, Rondo's not going to get major minutes, and he's a Hall of Famer. So, or at least in my opinion, I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer. So, I said, hey, Dan, would you start Anthony Davis at center or power forward? I hope at center on this position, less basketball. I would start him at power forward and finish him off at center, or depending on the matchups, if we're facing somebody who's not really a post-up guy and likes to space the floor, then maybe you can get away with starting him at the 5 so he doesn't have to bang all the time down in the paint, right? I'd still prefer my 5s to do the dirty work, guys like Dwight and DeAndre. That's why we brought him here. But I do think there will be times Coach has shown that, he likes to do cross matchups depending on who's, playing and who's starting for the opposition. So it'll be interesting to see how Coach navigates that whole thing this season. And it'll start here, October 3rd. Make sure you guys tune in for pregame. It'll start here. We'll have the official first starting lineups of the season, man, or, of the preseason. And I think it's going to be very telling. Very telling. He said, you should vlog your reg league, Dan. That's not a bad idea, but again, I got injured, man. I basically ended my rec season. I'm slowly but surely going back on the court. I hyperextended my knee going up, trying to block somebody's shot, and they undercut me. When they do a little roly-poly move, like they act like they're going to drive, and then you block it, and then they roll down like that. and when you come down, they clip your leg, and I landed crooked. So yeah, that's pretty much an end for my season. I didn't have a very long season, to be honest with you. I only played like 1 or 2 games max. So yeah, I couldn't make the same impact I usually do. I was dealing with injuries and stuff, nagging little things. But the next time for sure, guys. I'll most likely vlog it. I have my girl or a friend or somebody come out here and hold the camera, and yeah, it'll be fun, man. Dan, my Steelers are trash. I feel for you, brother. I feel for you. It's still early in the season, so hopefully your Steelers turn it around, but it doesn't look too promising right now, man. Not at all. Wish you the best, bro. Dan, you doing another NBA 2K stream? Yes, I will be doing them throughout the course of the season when I get free time. I will also be adding new segments, not just the live streams, but I'm gonna have a day where callers can call because not everybody wants to listen to callers. But I'm gonna have an off Lakers day when we can exclusively talk basketball with the fans. I'd love to connect with you guys, so I will be opening up the phone lines this season when there's no Laker games. That way, we can get straight to the point pre and post game, and then deal with the phone calls on off days. It'll be fun, man. But yeah, I can't do 2K right now because my Xbox is with Microsoft. They shipped it back already. I don't even know if they did anything. When I checked, they had it over there for one day. I'm like, hopefully they didn't just look at it and put it back in the box and ship it back. But yeah, hopefully it works, man. It was like shutting off. I don't even play that much. I'll play maybe 3 times a week, 4 times a week, casually, but an hour or 2 max. I stay busy, man. So, but yeah, I do want to stream some more for sure. Hey, what up, Moy? He said, "What's up, Dan? When does the preseason start?" October 3rd, man, 12 a.m. 12 p.m. Is it a.m. or p.m. in the afternoon, right? It's p.m. 12 p.m. Yes, or 12:30. He said, "Yeah, I missed the phone calls. I got you. Now, not everybody loved them, but you can't please everybody. So I'm gonna try to do my best to try to please as many as possible. This is your guys' channel. So what I will do, like I said, I will pre and post game. We're gonna stick, strictly to the chat because you guys love to have your comments read, and I love doing that for you guys. And then we'll have off days where we want to, talk about a topic, maybe the previous game that just happened the previous day, and we'll definitely open up the phone lines, the whole video. So just trying to figure out ways to make everybody happy on the channel, as many as we can. He said, "I don't mind Bazemore starting for defense and shooting." I have no clue who's going to start. Who would you start him over? That's the question. I think there's better options than Bazemore. I would like Mcclung or Wayne Ellington probably at shooting guard before Bazemore. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Bazemore changes my mind. I do like the way he plays hard. I definitely love that. He fits in right with the scheme of things that we're trying to do with the team this year, which is play harder, play smarter, and just do your part. He said, "Rams going all the way. We're going to win this conference." Absolutely, bro. I feel it. This feels like a Rams Super Bowl. Like I said it before the year started, but I can really say it confidently now. Like the Rams looking amazing. A couple other teams looking great as well. The Raiders won again today, so shout out to them. I think they went to overtime, right? I didn't finish watching the game, but I think they went to OT. So, Dolphins took them to OT. So that's interesting in itself. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I got my Rams going to the Super Bowl, and hopefully, Matthew Stafford can deliver because he's been looking great. Threw for over 300 yards. Did he throw 400? He threw close to 400 yards today. No interceptions, 4 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp looking sensational, man. Just he looks like a top 10 wide receiver already. Maybe even top 5. He looks great. His route running is exceptional. He really is explosive and quick. Very underrated player. I've always liked him, but yeah, he's really with a real quarterback like Stafford, he's making his mark early this season. Man, he's been doing a killing for me on fantasy football. So very excited. Kendrick Nunn should play off the bench with Melo, dude. Yeah, I like having firepower off the bench. And if you think about it, this season, the Lakers have so much firepower off the bench that we have options. Like, think about it. Dwight could come off the bench, Carmelo, Kendrick Nunn, maybe Malik Monk or Wayne Ellington, whoever they decide, Taylor Horton Tucker. So we got plenty of offensive and defensive firepower. Obviously, DeAndre Jordan is there as well. Many options for coach. Coach just has to tinker with the lineups and figure out what are the best combinations to start. Because this year, I don't want us to get off to slow starts. All right. We did too much of that last year, and we kept playing, catch up all game long, and that really you risk injuries like that because now you're over doing it on both ends of the floor. Now you got your stars over exasperated and putting extra energy and effort to try to catch you up, and we didn't really catch up a lot of those games. We ended up losing anyway, so it was like a pointless effort that led to injuries in the long term. And this year we have to do a better job of maintaining pace throughout the course of a game. That means getting off to a hot start, but most importantly, ending with a hot finish, right? He said, Austin Reeves, why? Because why not? Why not? You're taking a shot. He's a 6'5" point guard or shooting guard or small forward. Remember, positionless league. Can Austin Reeves shoot? Did you see Summer League? He showed some nice stroke, nice form. Now, his percentages probably weren't high. I haven't looked at him. But yes, he can definitely shoot. And he looks solid, man. I wouldn't overreact to the 14th roster slot. Like I said, I didn't expect it to get a lot of playing time anyways. Rather that playing time going to a youngster who can maybe develop into something decent. Right? He said, Westbrook, Bazemore, Ariza, James, David. He said, can you please analyze? Westbrook, Bazemore, what do you want me to analyze? But I've basically been breaking down every single acquisition step by step throughout the summer. But give me a specific player you want me to break down. You want me to break down all of them? Individually or as a group? Like, what are you asking me, bro? Westbrook is going to be phenomenal, I think, for the Lakers. He brings what we wanted Dennis to bring, that speed and athleticism, but then he brings it throughout the course of the whole game, not just for one quarter, right? He's not going to disappear in the playoffs and drop a bagel. That's not Russell Westbrook. No, that's Westbrook. He's the Energizer Bunny. Bazemore, we know he can play hard. He's inconsistent on the offensive end, but defensively, consistently, he's there. Ariza's a champion. All right, I don't need to say much more. He has a great wingspan. He's 6'9". He's not very athletic anymore, but he can still spot up and knock down shots and cut to the basket here and there. Davis, apparently, Anthony Davis has improved his body, so we will see. But Anthony Davis doesn't. Those type of players don't grow on trees. He's a Hall of Famer in the making. His jersey guaranteed will be hanging in the rafters when he retires, and I expect several championships in the future involving Anthony Davis. Even after LeBron retires, I think we can still build through AD. That's how special he is. Yeah, Bones, that's very immature of you, bro, and not creative at all. So just for that, you get blocked. He said, I like Austin Reeves' fundamentals, but can he stay on the floor? He doesn't need to stay on the floor. We're not expecting Austin Reeves to come in and drop 10 to 15 points. All we need from Austin Reeves is for him not to turn the ball over, maybe knock down a shot or two when he's out there on the court, and play some solid defense. That's it. From a young players, you can't expect the world and the stars and the moon. You just have to, be realistic. He said, what's up, DTLF? What is your ideal starting lineup through the regular season and lineup for the playoffs? My ideal starting lineup for the regular season. Point guard, obviously, Russell Westbrook. Shooting guard for me, I'm okay with either Wayne Ellington or Mcclung. All right, those are my top two choices as shooting guard. Kendrick Nunn for me, I prefer him as a point guard or shooting guard off the bench. Small forward, I would have, small forward is probably the greatest question mark because if the rumor is true that AD's moving to the center and LeBron's moving to the power forward, I have no idea who's starting at the small forward. But for now, my preference is LeBron at the small forward, power forward, AD, center, Dwight Howard. That's my preference throughout the season. And then what happens? In the playoffs, anything's possible. We can then slide over AD to the center for a certain playoff series or maybe a couple of playoff games. We're not having success early in that series. We have that option. Then we can also maybe even start Carmelo if some of the younger players or some of the other role players aren't stepping up. Maybe you can have a for sure, fire starter who's like a firecracker. He can light up quick, man. He's definitely somebody who can put up points in bulk and get you off to a quicker start, So we have options. I don't know what coach is going to do, but I'm cool with either starting lineup. That's pretty much my starting lineup, though. To start the season, Russell Westbrook, Wayne Ellington or Mcclung, shooting guard, LeBron James, small forward, power forward, AD, center, Dwight Howard. He said Austin Reeves can't play wing because he's too small. He can't guard nobody, and his shooting is inconsistent. And you saw this from the smallest sample size. Thank God you're not an NBA GM, bro, because I'll be honest with you. There's no way anybody could have observed all of Austin, Reeves' career based off of a small sample in Summer League, bro. You probably would have been sleeping in a lot of gems the Lakers have drafted, like Kuz early on or THT, if you went off of that type of narrative, which is he can't do this and can't do that. We haven't seen enough of them. You can't say that. That's just the bottom line. I mean, you could be negative all you want, but doesn't mean that an opinion is a fact. They're just opinions, man. Austin who? What? Austin Reeves, man. I it's a shame some of you guys didn't tune in with me for Summer League games because you know exactly who I'm talking about. He was one of our favorite players here when we were breaking it down. The diehards know what's up. You guys have been with me all along. You guys tuned in, so I appreciate everybody, whether you tuned in or not. But for those of you who don't know who Austin Reeves is, all right, he's a 6'5" guard. I think he had like a 6'9" wingspan or 6'7". I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But he definitely showed some versatility in Summer League. Not consistently, but he's young. Well, technically, he played a couple years in college. He's 23. But for NBA lifespan, he's young. Okay. And he's going to get a chance. Maybe the Lakers see something in him. Maybe he's just a roster slot and they're going to end up replacing him with somebody you prefer more. But I do appreciate the opinions, man, and the questions. Even if you guys don't know who he is, that's why I'm here. He said Westbrook starting with Howard. No thanks. Why not? Why not? There's nothing wrong with that. Do you think all 5 NBA starters have to be able to shoot threes? Is that your train of thought? I mean, just because they're starting games doesn't mean they need to finish. And remember, this is just my combinations to start the season. We'll go based off of that. But I don't see why not. Our defense would be better with Dwight Howard in the starting lineup. And how can you not start your $40 million man in Russell Westbrook? So, yeah, I don't see why not. He said, do you think Reeves has the size to play as a third string small forward? Definitely, man. Again, for those of you who tuned in and watched him in Summer League, he has a nice little wingspan. He knows how to use it. He was also underrated at rebounding during Summer League. So, you know, he's somebody who has some potential, man. Remember, he could have been a second-round pick, a mid to late second-round pick. He chose to get passed up so that he can come for this opportunity with the Lakers. The Lakers definitely liked him, but Rob Pelinka, being a shark, he's out here sniping players without draft picks, and Austin Reeves was that guy. So, you know, there's no reason to be pessimistic about this player at all. It's not like James Ennis was going to make a whirlwind of an impact. You're talking about an 8-point per game career high last year player who has some decent size, but again, we have plenty of size. Size is not a factor on this roster. He said, why not Ennis? Thank you for the donations, bro. Appreciate it. Why not Ennis? Why not Reeves? You know, we can ask those questions all day long, but, you know, they have their reasons. The front office made a decision based on the workouts. They worked them out, not us. They got to see what we didn't. They also made the decision based on future flexibility. Somebody said there was a rumor that Ennis didn't want a non-guaranteed contract, so maybe ego played a part in it. You know, I don't know, but it doesn't really matter because I wasn't that high on James Ennis anyways. I was okay with whoever we got. I said, if we get Monte Ellis or Isaiah, I'd be cool with that too, even though we're already stacked at the guard. You can never have too much of a good thing anyways. But we'll see. Technically, we took part in the draft without actually drafting, which is a Rob Pelinka-esque shark-type move. The Godfather at it again, or the Rob Father, as somebody has already nicknamed him on here. I like the way Austin Reeves moves with the ball. Hopefully, he can shoot. Austin Reeves is somebody he's gonna have his shot to shine. Maybe later on in the season when we're, you know, resting a lot of our star players. Maybe then he'll get called on his number. But the bottom line is, I love the fact that we're adding younger talent, right? Because here's the thing: you can never appease everybody. Think about it. People are calling us old. Even some of our own Laker fans said, "Oh, we are old," and blah blah blah. Now we add some more youth. Now what's the criticism? Who is this guy? Blah 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 blah. Nah, man, we can't be that negative. We already have an elite roster as it is. He said, you said if we get nobody, we are still a great team ready to compete. I agree. Exactly. I don't get why the overreaction to Reeves. Clearly, a lot of people didn't watch him play in Summer League. But this is why we separate the apples from the oranges, the regular fans to the diehards, the ones who – see, this is why I like to watch every minute, every highlight, every practice of Laker basketball. I can't get enough, guys. I'm a diehard fanatic. I'm a freak when it comes to basketball, and especially the Lakers, because every little thing matters, right? It's almost like I work for the organization without working for them, right? Officially. Now that would be a dream come true, but it's like I kind of felt like Austin Reeves. I tweeted it. I said it many times. I really like the kid. I think he shows a ton of talent, a ton of potential. Not as much potential as Taylor showed his rookie season, but definitely there's some potential there. I would be lying, sitting here and lying to you if I told you that I see the same amount of potential. He's going to be a star like Taylor has that star qualities in him. It's too early to tell. I can't dissect him just based off of a small clip. But what I will tell you is that I do like some things Austin Reeves does. Somebody mentioned moving without the ball. He's good at that. Spotting up for threes. He has a very nice form. Playing defense, there's potential for that, and playmaking as well. He has some nice passes. So we just got to stay positive, optimistic. We're the Lakers, man. 18's on the way. Come on, Laker Nation. Get excited, get hyped. And we're adding some youth. Since everybody wanted to critique about our age, now you got some youth. So take that to the bank, man. Enrique, appreciate you, bro. And very nice pit bull, by the way. Is that yours? He said, in a recent interview, Frank Vogel he said that he was going to give a lot more playing time this year to THC. Yes, I heard this interview. He's talking about what Alex Caruso gave to the Lakers. He's hoping that THC could step up and give us that, which is just consistency on defense, a spot-up three-point shooter, playmaker here and there, and just potential, man. Just unleash that potential. THC has taken his role with the team series from the moment he played for our G League team all the way till now, and it shows. The Lakers' player development skills are second to none. I wish I could be a part of that team. It would be a dream come true. But their player development and scouting and eye for talent has been phenomenal. Think of all the names that have come through here, developed, made a paycheck, and went on to have good careers. Alex Caruso is the recent installment. He's the recent example of that. So if that's any indication, yes, Taylor Horton-Tucker will only continue to get better, and he will continue to get more PT, and the sky's the limit for him. My expectations for him are very realistic. I'm going to say if he gets heavy minutes anywhere from 25 to 30, he will average 10 to 12 points, which is a huge leap from where he was at. What was he at? 7? It's a nice little jump of 5 to 7 points. And he'll do it consistently, hopefully shooting over 35% from beyond the arc. That's my hope for him, right? That would be huge if he does that off the bench as a 6-man role. Now, if he doesn't, live up to that, that's okay. He's young. He's still got time. But, yeah, I think this guy's going to be special. Now, Austin Reeves is going to be, I think, decent if he continues to develop and he continues to get better. There's plenty of room for improvement there. Now, he could very well just end up being like Svi Mykhailiuk, somebody we hold on for a little bit, and then we ended up either flipping him in a trade or just cutting him off the roster. There's also that possibility, right? There's been plenty of players we've drafted that haven't amounted to nothing. The Ryan Kellys, Robert Sacres of the world. Now, I'm not calling him that, but we have to be very open to the possibility that he's just a roster spot for now. But there's no such thing as a bad move. No matter who you added at 14, wasn't going to get too much PT anyways, unless he really, does some jaw-dropping improvements and he really takes his game to the next level in a short amount of time. So other than that, it doesn't matter, man. I prefer it, to be honest with you, for it to go to a young player than somebody older who will probably sit at the end of the bench and hopefully not be disgruntled, Exactly, DJ. DJ has the right mindset. He said, y'all acting like this last pickup was a starter. Yeah, nobody should be mad about this at all. He said, Dan, these people acting like our 14th player was supposed to be Dame. Yeah, nobody's gonna be Dame, man. But he said, what's good, Dan? What team would you rather the Lakers smash, the Slippers or the Celtics? Ooh, well, I prefer the Celtics because they're our real rivalry. I mean, we're competing for championships with them. There's no competition for the city. The Lakers, hands down, own it. So the Clippers don't really matter. They're like a blimp on the radar, basically. They're not even a blimp. But bottom line is, look, yeah, I prefer to smash the Celtics. That'd be a nice little Christmas Day game or something. And we can smack them, especially if it was here in Staples Center. It'd be nice. We've done it before. We'll do it again. But, it just feels good anytime you beat the cocky, pompous, arrogant Clippers who think they run something when they really should run from something, which is LA. Yes, Austin Reeves did have a game winner during Summer League. Definitely. So he shows he kind of wants to be that guy, right? He has that killer in him. He's lacking a little bit of explosiveness. Sometimes he couldn't get his shot off clean because, the release needs to be a little bit quicker as well. But for a young player, he showed some promise. He truly did, especially an undrafted guard, right? Who could have got drafted, but he forewent a lot of draft workouts, and the Lakers now get to be the beneficiaries of this experiment, this project. That's all he is at this point. He's just a project. Maybe he'll move up from project and then eventually become a key rotation piece, and eventually maybe more. Who knows? But that's the beauty of draft picks or young players in general. You never know what you're going to get, right? In the words of Forrest Gump, box of chocolates. You just never know what you're going to get. We'll see. Trevelyan was way better than Reeves. Come on, bro. I like Trevelyan. He was one of my favorites for sure. But if we're talking about pure stroke, and not saying Trevelyan didn't have a jumper because he showed it, especially late in Summer League. But we're talking about pure potential, age factors into it, and different skill sets that they might be looking at, more shooting. Austin Reeves fits that role better as of right now. Now, I would like Trevelyan to get a look, not for the 15 roster spot, but at least for the two-way contract. And you never know. Injuries could happen. Anything could happen where you need to call up somebody. And, again, I agree with you. I really like what Trevelyan did, but that's not to take anything away from Austin Reeves. What's up with Tyler Ennis? Nothing. It looks like Tyler Ennis not going to be a part of the roster, man. He said, Dan, did you know the Lakers have always had at least two white players on their roster, no matter what? He said they were about to have an all-black team, and they signed another brother, and that has never happened. I don't – you know what? I'm colorblind, man. So when it comes to race, I don't look at these things. White, black, Asian, no matter what the race, if he's a baller, he's a baller, man. And that's the way the Lakers look at it. I doubt they're looking at that. That could just be a coincidence, right? Big Baby says, question, do you think the Lakers are going to get tested this year in the West? Of course. Lakers always get tested. As long as we're the Lakers, Big Baby, we're always going to have that target on our back, for sure. But, we should pass these tests with flying colors. Just because we're going to be tested some games and some, there's going to be some career highs from no-name players, right? Just like Cameron Payne went off on the playoffs. There's always going to be those no-name players that just decide to have their career highs on the Lakers. Why that happens, I have no clue. Obviously, we're the most coveted franchise in the world in basketball. So, players sometimes want to audition just in case they get cut by their team. The Lakers will pick them up. Whatever the case may be, there's always going to be a test, but we should pass that test. We should ace that test, man, easily, because we have all the answers on the team. Russ, LeBron, AD, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Malik Monk, Kendrick Nunn. It's a stacked team. Dwight Howard, Rondo, number Hall of Famers over here, man. This might be the most stacked Lakers team I've ever seen. Might be. Now, on paper, it's looking that way. But we'll see how it looks on the court. Nothing's always guaranteed. You got to make sure that it translates over. I'll take a couple more questions before I get off, guys. Always a pleasure. Got you guys covered all year round, man. Keep it locked. You know what the deal is, man. Smash the like, subscribe if you already haven't. Share the video, whatever it takes, man. Let's keep growing. He said, they bring it every time against us, and then we take their players. Exactly. Sometimes they're just auditioning. I agree. He said, I don't care if the Lakers was 95% white. If they bring back-to-back chips, I'm with it. Man, see, that's the beautiful thing about Los Angeles. We're so diverse. We got all races over here, man. We don't look at a player and say, oh, he's white, oh, he's black, oh, he's Asian, oh, he's Hispanic, oh, whatever. We just look at a Laker and we see greatness, man. We see potential. When I look at Austin Reeves, I see potential. When I look at THC, I see potential. When I look at LeBron, greatness. When I look at Russ, greatness. AD, greatness. Nobody's saying, oh, these are these type of players or that. LA, it's all about diversity out here. It's all about love, unity, So I think it's funny how some people notice, what my man over here said about two white players. We could have had an all-black team. That doesn't matter, bro. That really doesn't matter. Warriors and Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. That could happen. I think the Warriors are going to be dangerous, especially if Klay comes back looking healthy when he does come back. I'm sure Curry will keep them afloat just like he did last season. They got better because they got draft picks they added. And, it's going to be a blast, man. It's going to be fun. He said, Dan, if it's big man matchups, I would start Jordan and play him 18 minutes. He said, and have Dwight play about 21 to 22 off the bench. How do you think about us using Dwight JaVale method like in 2020? It could work, bro. that could definitely work. It's gonna be up to Rob and, like I said, cross matchups and all that other stuff, man. But bottom line is the Lakers have what it takes to ace the test. We have all the answers, man. All the answers. He said, Dan, come out to New York. My guy, Laker Nation is heavy out here. I do. I got friends out there, man. Shout out to my boy Lou. I definitely love to come visit New York sometime, man. When we get this money right, for sure we're gonna do it. And I also love to meet some of you guys out there. Always repping heavy from all over, all parts of the United States and even around the world, man. It's always a pleasure meeting Laker fans. I've met a ton of you guys already, man. I've met a ton of you guys already. So, it's always nice, man. And you guys are extended family for sure. So let me get this straight. Everyone's complaining about age, and we get a young player last spot, so now it's the wrong move. People are always going to complain, but that's what happens. See, it comes with the territory, and that's why I'm here. I'm here to level things out. Cool heads will prevail. Calm, collected. We are one, man. Laker Nation, we are strong. Yes, we have our antsy fans. We have our educated fans. We have our overreacting fans, which I could fit under all of those categories. So I'm not insulting nobody, but I'm just saying it's better to just take each move as of right now with a grain of salt and see how it goes. Remember, training camps right here. A lot of answers will be answered by then. We'll know rotations by the end of training camp. We're going to know all kinds of things, strategies. We're going to even see how the new coaching staff additions are going to fit into this whole scheme of things. So it's going to be a blast, guys. Can't wait to cover it all with you guys, man. Keep it locked right here. All things Lakers. Again, if you already haven't, please consider subscribing, joining the Lakers family. Big things coming up for this channel this year. So keep it locked right here. And I'll catch you guys on the next one, man. Please have a great rest of your day. And I'll see you guys right here for training camp, for, a media day, all that good stuff. Keep it locked right here, guys. I'll see you guys real soon. Peace out.